Well, one of the things that we can kind of use as a framework is where efficiency meets effective, right? That's having that more downtime that we're looking for. That is being able to deal with that overwhelm and that stress. So I know that you've seen a bell curve before, and I want you to forget about everything that you've seen from the bell curve because I'm using it in a different way. I'm just using the picture, okay? So this is the productivity curve. And an interesting thing to note is I've had a radio show for the last, I don't know, year and a half or so, and there's not a single guest that came onto that radio show that gave the same definition for productivity. I asked every one of them, what's your definition of productivity? Every one of them is different. Okay, so that's why we have to set a baseline that we're talking about the same thing and understand what the language of productivity is. That's where these 10 things come in. And these 10 things, they help you to get in the productivity zone. Because our challenge is that it's not always easy to stay in this zone. We're human, right? And so we fall out of the zone. The key is to realize it, accept it, and be able to turn it quickly. And that's what you're going to learn here, is how you turn it quickly. And what happens on these other ends here is procrastination. Anyone here know someone or maybe procrastinated once themselves? Yeah.
I'm still procrastinating on my answer.
So, and what does procrastinate create? It creates stress, right? Because at the end of the day, you're rushing to get something done because you didn't do it in the last minute. You've got to get it done, right? People are having expectations of you. You're not making decisions. You're not taking action, right? It creates stress at the end of the day. And if it's not creating stress for you, I guarantee you it's creating stress for those around you. Those people who are depending on you to do it, that need the certainty to count on you, but really don't know because you show up at the last minute, right? No matter what it is. And that creates stress. The other side is perfectionism. Now, I always say that I'm not a perfectionist. I just have high standards.
It's legal in Washington now. Come on now.
So, but the truth is I call this, and I actually, when I created this curve, I created it because I was in this place. I was in this place with just one more thing. That's what I call it. This is the just one more thing. I got to just fit one more thing in. I got to get this last patient in. I've got to get, for me, I've got to get this last thing done so that it's ready for the morning. I've got to do this. I've got to get that last thing in. And it started to make me late. And I know you're smiling because I'm going to tell your story. So, and I realized because we start to compromise our values, right, when we're in these segments. We compromise our values, and I realized I have a very high value of respect. Is people showing me respect and me showing others respect. And I realized that by me being late, how would I feel if someone showed up late for my session? And so I was probably habitually 5 minutes late for my session with Dwayne, and one day I came in and I said, Dwayne, I'm really sorry. I said, I won't be late again because that's disrespectful. And I realized that it's not who I am. It's not how I define myself. So when I see myself outside of how I define myself, and I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but it's like looking at yourself, who is that? Right? And so there's a worksheet for you to take a look at. And I want you to take a look, and we'll play a little song while you're doing this, is to think about, because awareness has such power. Before I do that, okay. Awareness has such power. So I want you to think about, where are you creating stress for yourself? Because this is a choice. Would you agree this is a choice? Yes. So we have to become aware of what our choices even are. Because if we're just in reaction mode, right?
Ooh, one more time. Awesome.
Then we can't realize what's going on. So, you know, the fact that I was able to pick that up and see that is really beneficial for me to be able to continue to grow and to develop and to come back into this zone. Because I came back to the definition, productivity isn't about just getting more done. It's not about being busy and getting more done. It has to do with balance and getting the right things done and feeling good. I say, and I've been criticized tremendously for this, that I actually think productivity is a feeling. I know that's crazy. I'm going to put it into the dictionary and say it's a feeling now. But it is. Because if everybody's got a different definition for it, it's how do you feel productive? Depends on where you are and what you can accomplish. If you're sick, right, do you expect from yourself that you're going to get these 10 things done on the list. I mean, when I'm sick, I don't feel unproductive. I'm just sick, and I allow myself to be sick. So it's a feeling, and it's a feeling that we can control.